Hey everyone, I'm trying to get to TwitchCon 2018 this year, but I need your help. How, you may be asking? Well, every little bit counts, and we're trying to offset the cost of travel and accommodations through donations on our Twitch channel. So for the next month, we have a goal of $1,000 that we're trying to hit. If you can, head on over to donate.gamertagradio.com to support, and hopefully I'll see you at TwitchCon.
Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Hi, welcome to episode 797 here at Gamertag Radio, and this is Danny speaking, and joining us this week we have the whole Gamertag Radio crew. Joining us this week, we have Pete, man. What's going on, Pete?
Yo, what's up? I just came back from Disney, and if you are in Florida, or if they've got the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party in your neck of the woods, wherever you're from, or wherever you're living, that is the best time to go to Disney. Because I didn't have to wait in lines. I just walked right in. You walked into the standby line, and you walked in straight into the amusement park or to the ride that you were trying to go to. There was no line, no wait. And it was quite honestly the most enjoyable time at Disney that I've had in a long time. Because I've gone the last couple of years, and it's like you're waiting in line, and it's hot, and you can't do any rides. So one of those specialty events at Disney, and you want to go, that's probably going to be your best bet. It was really, really fun.
Nice. By the way, shout out to Universal Studios. They hit us up. Probably going to be doing an interview with them about Horror Nights. I haven't been there in a long time, Pete. Horror Nights. So I think it's going to be a great conversation. We're going to post that soon in the future episode of Gamertag Radio. So shout out to Universal Studios in Orlando. Also joining us this week, we have Paris, man. What's going on, Paris?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. What's up with you, man? How's everything, man?
Interesting. Right before we recorded, I got my DNA results. I'm not going to go in depth on them, but yeah, it's interesting results. I'll just say that. So
were you nervous? Were you nervous at first? I'd probably be nervous a little bit.
No, not nervous at all. Just curious. Just curious where I'm from. So it's interesting to see, where I hail from in Africa and both Europe. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. That's good, man. All right. So remember, head over to gamertagradio.com and you can listen to our episodes, share with your friends. Also, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and other podcast directories.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so let's talk about this, man. The past week has been kind of disappointing, man. Hearing all these layoffs, man, it's still continuing, man, all the time. Last week was Capcom Vancouver, and now one of my favorite developers, man, not completely shut down, but at first we heard that Telltale Games, the developers of Walking Dead, also for those that haven't played this too, the Back to the Future series to Game of Thrones and so on, they laid off. Originally they had 250 employees, and now they only have 25 employees left, man, to finish up a couple projects there. But it's completely done. That studio is done, man. So what are your thoughts about this, man? Because when I heard about this, man, it really hurt me, man, because all the great games that they've been releasing in the past, man, and a lot of people that started working there. Even there were some that started working there last week, and a week later they got laid off, man. That's crazy, man. What are your thoughts about that, man? About that news?
I mean, it's always disturbing to hear when a studio has to shut down for whatever reasons. I know there's been some, I don't even want to call it backlash, but there's been some sketchy responses on social media with people saying that this is what happens when you don't have storytelling or when storytelling is bad, etc. In a sense, yes, Telltale's Telltale's way or their method of delivering games was sort of formulaic in a sense, where it almost felt cookie cutter, because if you looked at all of their titles, it all played out about the same, but it's not always about the gameplay. Yes, it is. It is a component of gameplay, but their storytelling and their way of delivering the story was always fun. I mean, we saw that from playing The Walking Dead. I know Paris, from his review a while back about the Batman game, was amazing. He loved it. Wolf Among Us, I put in my late pass on that last year, and that was one of my highly anticipated titles from them. Now those may not be coming. It sucks. It's great to see the overall response from the gaming community, though. Seeing people like Ubisoft Studios in San Francisco reach out saying, hey, look, to all the recent affected people from Telltale, come on over. We've got dinner on us, and we'll talk and see what happens. Because they're always looking for good help. So I mean, it sucks, but it's phenomenal to see the response from the gaming community reach out, and hope to get them back into another title, another project. Because we'd hate to see that talent go to waste. It's gonna suck, because I was really looking forward to Wolf Among Us 2. That's not gonna happen now. I was telling you guys offline, I'd love to see maybe a Microsoft scoop them up, put them into the fold of studios, and allow them to have that full breadth of control of their titles, giving Microsoft another studio, which helps bolster their ranks, gets them closer to bringing stuff. Because I know they just bought those 5 studios. They announced it in E3, but I don't know how close they are to actually dropping a title. If Microsoft were to help them out and buy them, that would allow them to give a title out a little bit closer, a little bit more, a little bit closer, or before any of those other those new studios that they got. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but that's what I would like to see, just to get them back into the fold, because I do think gaming needs them.
Yeah, definitely, totally agree with that, man. And I feel the same way, Pete. That game was amazing too, man. But I even heard that a lot of the majority of people that got laid off, no severance package, nothing. They just let them go, man. So it's super, super disappointing hearing that news, man. But it's great to see, companies like Ubisoft and just the gaming industry overall. I was seeing job openings everywhere, man. Sharing it, I see people sharing it on Twitter and so on. Just to spread the word out, man, to see if they could get a job, man, in the future, man. So what about you, Paris? I know we had this conversation too offline, man.
When the news came, when you shared the news, I was in shock, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe just a couple layoffs, but they'll finish up like Wolf Among Us, season 2, Walking Dead, and all that. But then when we found out that this was pretty much just a complete, we're bankrupt, we're done. They kept 25 people to finish up the Minecraft game. I mean, it sucks. It sucks because it goes to show you how cutthroat this gaming industry really can be, because we look at how successful, at least on the surface, it's how successful Telltale Games has been over the years. And from a storytelling standpoint, they provided some of the best entertainment in games, period. Again, Wolf Among Us was a game that I absolutely adored. I could not wait to get more of that story of Big B and Snow. I mean, I absolutely love Big B. I loved that the big bad wolf was the sheriff of this whole fable town and had to keep order, but he had his dark side as well. And I was waiting for that to get explored even more. Like I brought up Batman, how fantastic that was to me. And it was literally my favorite game of that year. I'm forgetting the exact year now at this point, but even Tales from the Borderlands, absolutely love that story. But then, the big one for me is The Walking Dead, specifically season 1. And just like I was shaking going in to play that final chapter of season 1, because I was that attached to the story, that attached to Clementine. I felt that attached to her that she needed to be protected. And I won't even go into the complete spoilers, but I mean, I'm sure you guys all know what happened leading into that final chapter. And then just how it ended. I literally shed a tear. I was that emotionally invested into that story and just that whole world. So to see that Telltale is just completely gone at this point sucks. It absolutely sucks for the gaming industry that company couldn't succeed. It's almost scary to think, what else could they do? You know, they were on every platform. They were on mobile device. I mean, they were doing so much. It's almost, I mean, you know, I'm sure more of the story will come out as we get into the weeks and months ahead, but they obviously overextended themselves. All these licenses, they had the Marvel license, they had the Game of Thrones license. They obviously were doing stuff with Batman. They were bringing back, you know, The Wolf Among Us, you know, Walking Dead was wrapping up. They're doing Minecraft. They were doing so many things that it makes you wonder in hindsight, if they would have scaled back and just focused on maybe one or two properties, would they have flourished doing that versus trying to do everything? I mean, it's curious that the Netflix deal came up, that they were looking to partner with Netflix and you were going to be able to play these games through Netflix, which I thought would have been interesting to see. And obviously that never came to fruition. So it sucks. I feel for everyone that got laid off. Like you said, Ubisoft has obviously already stepped up and they're having their meet and greet this week, you know, to try and see who they can bring on board into the Ubisoft family. So I commend them for that. And I'm sure there's others out there. I know Microsoft also had tweeted out something about game jobs, you know, as well, with the whole Microsoft family. And I'm sure on and on, you'll see all these other companies reach out because it's very apparent there's some very talented people at that company. And like I said, I think ultimately they just took on too much and it bit them in the butt in the end. Sucks.
The company started because there was a group that used to do the same thing. They used to work for LucasArts back in the days, and they also got laid off. And that's how Telltale's Games got created. That team left. They started a new studio. Boom. And I know there was other games in the past that we probably never played it from them, but my first Telltale game was the Back to the Future. I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to play it or not. That was really cool. It takes place right after Back to the Future 3. You get to hear like the original cast from Back to the Future. Some of them were in the game. Paris, I know we had this conversation about Borderlands, dude. That game was freaking amazing, man. If you haven't had a chance, guys, you definitely got to play that game, man. That game is really cool. I haven't tried Batman. Is it the same amount of episodes like The Walking Dead, Paris, for Batman, or is it shorter? Because I haven't had a chance to play that one.
It's about the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same. Mm-hmm. It's same. If it's shorter, it's by one, but it's pretty much the same.
Well, I think it was like last year. They were interviewing Phil Spencer about Game Pass, and he brought up Telltale's. Like he said something like they would love to have a game exclusively for Game Pass, like episodic games, similar to The Walking Dead and so on. I think that would have been cool, right, Pete, to have Microsoft to buy that studio or have developers from that studio and create episodic games for Game Pass. I think that would have been cool if they could do that. You know what I'm saying? Similar
what I just said about the whole, maybe they could, maybe Microsoft could bail them out or something like that. That's a perfect opportunity for them, right? It gives them an avenue back into the gaming industry. Obviously, it gives employment back to the folks that are affected, and most importantly, it gives an exclusive from a very well-known and respected studio to add to the list of titles, because that's the biggest knock on Microsoft right now. What do you have for me that I cannot get anywhere else? And for them, if they could, I'm not saying that they are or whatever, but I think that's a great opportunity. It would be a great opportunity for Microsoft to bolster that catalog of titles that you can't get anywhere else. Give people a reason to come to Microsoft and come to the Xbox ecosystem, whether it be via PC or you're going via your Xbox One X or your One S or what have you. Give them a reason to come. And how do you do that? You do that with exclusivity and titles. We talked about this last week. I talked about this on Twitter when this happened. What draws them in? Storytelling, gameplay, all things that we know that Telltale can do. People, as Paris mentioned, that last scene in the last act of season 1 tugs at heartstrings because the storytelling was so well done. It tugged on heartstrings, especially on my side and probably on Paris' side as well. Simply because of that fatherly aspect of the main character. You know, you grow attached to these characters. You know, no matter it doesn't matter whether they're fictional or they're realistic or you're watching them on TV. When you spend time with characters like this, you get attached to them in some way. And seeing Clementine's journey throughout the last couple of seasons of The Walking Dead definitely shows the growth of the character, but also shows the maturity of the character, you know, just basically from being thrust into those scenarios. Bigby, phenomenally written character, of course, always fighting his own interior battles and stuff like that, but always doing the right thing. When you think about the big bad wolf, you always think, oh, he's just out there to grind. He just wants something to eat, you know, he's just trying to eat, you know, the three pigs. No, I never played the Game of Thrones stuff. You know, but that's an amazing story in and of itself. So, yeah, it sucks to see something like this. And like I said earlier, I really, really hope that they can pick up not just from a studio perspective, but from an independent, you know, just whether it be writers, developers, you know, etc. I hope they can get picked up by another studio and continue to drop their stuff. Continue to drop their titles. It's needed.
That was the conversation I was bringing up last week when I was reviewing Transference, that sometimes, you know, us as gamers, we don't have a lot of time to play those long games. That's why a lot of people play games like Fortnite, PUBG, Telltale Games like The Walking Dead and so on, because you go in there, play, and you're out. You know, sometimes you don't have that time to play a long game, multiple long games. So let's say right now Assassin's Creed is coming out, Forza Horizon 4 is coming out. You know, those are really long games. So some people don't have the time to play that, so they will play games like Telltale Games, also Battle Royale. And I mentioned Transference because to me the story is really good. It's short, it's an hour, you pass it and done. So in the future, guys, like if there's games, like maybe let's say Telltale's just created a new studio, or all those talent go to like different studios, make sure to try your best to support, man, because it's really, really tough right now, man. Gaming is so competitive when it comes to like buying games from different companies. Because that's what happened, man. A lot of people were supporting Telltale's at first, right? And then slowly it died down, man. Even with all the deals that they were having with different companies, man, it just wasn't enough for Telltale Games, man. You know, now it's sad that they couldn't even finish The Walking Dead final season, man. What's gonna happen with Clementine? I wanted to see that story. How that was gonna end. Now it's like a huge question mark because we're never gonna know what's gonna happen, man. I believe they're only gonna release one more episode and that's it. It's gonna be unfinished. You know, so.
I want to know why did the Minecraft story? Why was that the last vestige? Why was that like saved? Like was that maybe because of the Microsoft deal that they were forced to, or they were just budgeted enough money to do that, or
maybe that's the only one that's like almost either completed, or that's why they released it first. The Walking Dead final season just got released, episode 1 recently. So yeah, I mean that's what I think. But I heard stories, man. Like I was reading on Twitter from people that used to work at Telltale that they were having a lot of issues behind the scenes, multiple hours of overtime, super stress, management wasn't that great. It's crazy, man. Behind the scenes is not that great, man. So anything else, Paris, before we wrap it up and go to the next?
One thing, you know, Pete brought up, you guys were talking about that I don't, I get the idea of it, but I don't agree with it, is if Microsoft were to be the ones to resurrect what they were doing and it basically becomes exclusive to their platform, if this were to come back, I wouldn't want to isolate it to just the Xbox or / PC platform. I would love, because I really would love to see this be on like the Nintendo Switch or obviously on PlayStation and stuff like that, because I think that was part of the appeal of the Telltale Games is you just play them, whatever device you had, you were able to play it. And I think that was why they were kind of trying to go that Netflix route. So it was basically playable anywhere. I understand that, yeah, Microsoft could easily come in, put it as part of Game Pass, continue this whole subscription service, episodic stories, etc. I get it. But I think ultimately, if it were to come back, it would be better served to just be multi-plat. So it could be everywhere as it currently is. And I'll just say again for the record, because I just want to, I can't emphasize this enough. The thing that kills me the most is not getting a second season of The Wolf Among Us, because it was in production. They were working on it. Were talking about a Comic-Con this year. The whole thing. I was so excited for it. I could not wait to continue that story because of, look, The Walking Dead, that was something that was attached to the comics already, the TV show, all that. I mean, yeah, the whole Fable story had a comic. I never read it. So this was my first introduction into that world, was The Wolf Among Us. And it hooked me. I wanted to know so much more about that world, so much so now that it's gone away, I have no choice but to pick up those Fable comics. I have to, because I got to know more. I mean, Big B, that was my guy. That was my guy. There were so many layers to him that they could have explored further, that it is a tragedy that we're not going to get that story anymore. And then, like you even mentioned, with this final season of The Walking Dead, ultimately we'll never know what happened to Clementine now.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Yeah,
it just does. It just sucks. It really does.
Incomplete stories, man. That's the worst. That's what happened to me playing Shenmue 2. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? And oh my God. I mean, now I'm happy that finally we're going to see a part 3, because I want to complete the story, man. But now we're going to have that question the whole time. What's going to happen to Clementine?
Yeah, see, I never played Shenmue, so I never got the appeal of why Shenmue 3 was so important. But having played Walking Dead, and now I'm not going to get closure, I understand more why you were so excited with the whole Shenmue 3 announcement and pending release now. Now I understand that more so, because now I am invested in The Walking Dead and with Clementine's journey and that whole story. So I get and understand that now. Now I'm like, okay.
It's frustrating.
Absolutely, because you want to know.
Yeah, definitely. But here's some news. I think you guys probably going to be happy. A little bit happy, probably. I don't know. There's different ways for you guys to actually try out Anthem before the full game comes out. February 1st, there's going to be a VIP demo where if you pre-order the game, you could also try out Anthem for the first time. Try it out before it comes out, right? Then there's, of course, early access where you could get early access of the game February 15th. This is for Origin Access Premier members. That lets you play the full game a week before launch on PC. And there's also a play first trial, which is similar to other games that if you have EA All Access, you get to play the game for like a couple hours. So I think this one is 10 hours. And after that, it will stop until the full version comes out. Is that going to be enough for you guys? Is that going to be enough?
Nope.
To change your mind about Anthem?
Sorry, for me, that's going to be a no for me, dog. You know.
All right.
I'm afraid to even comment on Anthem anymore. I'm not going to say nothing. You already know what I think. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I still don't see anything that makes me want to drop everything and play. Like, I haven't seen enough. Like, yeah, I got excited at E3 because, like, okay, we're actually seeing gameplay. We're actually going to see something, you know. And I think the video that dropped 2 weeks after E3 was actually the better reveal for me, because that actually gave me a better understanding as to the mechanics and everything. But the whole quietness, I think, is what's hurting them more than anything else. I know people want to be surprised when the game comes out, but they need to give some information as well. I I don't know. I just don't have confidence. And hopefully, they've got a full, 5.5 months now to give me that confidence. But right now it's not there. And I want this to succeed because it does look interesting. But right now there's nothing that's encouraging me or forcing me to say, you know what, come February 22nd or hell, come February 1st, drop the extra cash and get that Access Premier, bundle so I could play it like 3 weeks ahead of everybody else. I don't see that right now. I don't have that.
The problem with playing games like this early, in my opinion, sometimes I just don't like that because I feel like once the game comes out and I already played one of the parts of the campaign, I'm like, oh, I have to play this part all over again. Oh my God. Like it happened to me when we got to play the first demo or the beta for the first Destiny. It was cool at the moment, but then I had to replay that again during the campaign. I think like if the Division, like for example, comes out with a beta, I would like to play maybe something similar to what we were playing at E3. It's like one of those side quests. It's short, I don't mind that. I don't mind playing that, but I don't want to play anything from the story. I want to be completely surprised when I play the actual campaign when the full retail comes out. But for this game, everything is most likely probably going to be story. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to try this at all, man. You guys agree with that or not really? Or you don't mind?
I mean, I don't mind.
You don't mind? Okay.
Like, I'll try it.
Yeah.
If I can preview it and get an understanding of it before the launch, even better. But and hopefully that sways the decision. But I mean, I'm not going to totally ignore it. I'll try it if given the opportunity. Absolutely. I mean, it would be unfair to not. At least give it the college try.
Okay. Anything else before we go to the next topic about this? Or not really?
No, we can move on.
All right. Pirates, I know you have a review for this episode. Well, actually, we have 2 reviews. The other one, we got to do it offline. But go ahead. Yeah.
So, and I'll break the fourth wall to our Twitch viewers because I actually have the product in my hand. So, company called, and I hope I'm saying this correct, it's called Accell, Accell. They were kind enough to reach out to me and they sent me a USB-C to DisplayPort adapter. So it's a 3-port DisplayPort adapter. I've been using it with my work laptop and it supports up to 2 4K monitors. And it's been great because it's allowing me to use USB-C, plugging it right into my laptop. And my setup I already have here at home is I have 2 4K monitors. I'm able to plug those right in via the DisplayPort and just keep going. Workflow doesn't change. I've been able to use it at work, etc. It's great. So if you have 3 monitors that you want to use with your laptop to just have that ultimate whole workflow going where you have different things going on different monitors, this works fantastic. Like I said, it works with up to 2 4K monitors. I've tested it out with my 2 monitors and then I added a third 1080p monitor. Worked just fine. Obviously, I had to bring the resolution down to support the third monitor, but overall, this is great. It's very high quality. Like I said, the company is called Accell. You can go to, and let me get that so I have it correct. You can go to www.accellww.com and you can find this USB to 3 DisplayPort adapter. It's retailing right now for $143.99. So again, that is Accell. So go to accellww.com. Check out this DisplayPort adapter, and I want to thank them again for sending this over to me. It's a fantastic product.
All right, so we're also going to review Forza Horizon 4 here on Gamertag Radio, and we'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
This episode of Gamertag Radio is sponsored by Nighthawk Pro Gaming from Netgear, rated 2018's top performing gaming router by PC Gamer and IGN. There's no question that online gaming demands a stable and low latency connection. Running multiple connected devices will cause network congestion that gateways simply can't handle. Switching your existing gateway or router to an XR500 gaming router will improve your online connectivity, and it's most overlooked way to improve your gaming experience and has the biggest impact. If you're already competing online, you shouldn't have to compete with other devices for bandwidth, and the XR500 router creates an express lane just for your gaming to give you incredible speed and no lag. With this high-performance gaming router, you'll have complete control of your gaming experience. The XR500 is purpose-built to lower your ping, stabilize your connection, and help you game at incredible speeds. Keep your game alive with features like geo-filtering, traffic prioritization, and device management. Nighthawk Pro Gaming transforms your gaming experience and gives you the power to win. Visit netgear.com/NPG and join the No Lag crew.
All right, so right now I'm going to review Forza Horizon 4. You guys, I know in the past I've been talking about the Horizon series many times. I've always been a huge fan of the game. Part 3 was one of my favorite games of the year. Part 4 is out now. So yeah, this is a Xbox Play Anywhere title where you can also play this on your PC or Xbox One. And if you have Xbox One X, also it's going to have some 4K features. When you start the game, you could choose if you want to play this as a quality version or a performance version. So quality version will give you 30 frames per second, 4K, all that good stuff for that game. Also, you could do the same thing for the PC. Or if you want, you could also play the performance version. Quality goes a little bit down, just a bit, but this time you play the game in 60 frames per second. The big change of this game is that now it has seasons. So in the beginning of the game, this is more like the tutorial, but this is a very long tutorial. You're going to unlock a lot of new locations where you could go and race. But this time, every time you level up and get influence and so on in the beginning of the game, also test out the different seasons of the game. So you will try out like summer, spring, fall. Once you're done with this, that's when the whole game completely unlocks. You unlock the car club. Now you will also unlock the online servers where you could also play up to 72 players in the same area of Britain. Originally, when you play Forza Horizon 3, you will see a lot of Dravatars driving around and so on, right? But this time, you will see a lot of real people playing the game. So one of the coolest features that I love so far, because this to me is like the destiny of racing, of car racing, because of the open world where there's also live events. There's a live event that happens every hour. It's called Forzathon Live. That is when you'll say you're driving around, you're not paying attention to the map. You can check out your map and you will see an icon that will say live. You go to that location. The first 12 people could be part of this live event. Once it starts, you guys have to drive to different locations close to the area of where the icon is at. And you have to do like activities together, co-op, where it's either drift, maybe let's say speed. There's 3 rounds. To complete it, you need to do this together. Every time you finish a round, the second round is going to get harder and harder and harder. So once you complete the 3rd round, you fully will get money. This will also help you buy different items in the store. Now it could really get tough because in the beginning of the week, I started playing this game and there was not a lot of people playing it. And Forzathon Live was about to begin. And there was only like maybe 5 of us or less. I can't remember exactly how many. And we completed it. It took us forever because you only will get 15 minutes for you to complete this live event. So the more people you have, the easier it's going to be. But it also could get really tough.
Here's what I see. I see a festival that never ends.
where you can be whatever you want to be. It's not your dream holiday anymore. It's your dream life. That's the horizon I see. Let me show you. Welcome to autumn, a new beginning for the festival that never ends. Don't go anywhere. Horizon is here to stay.
So like I said, once the seasons open up, every Thursday is a brand new season. So next week is going to be summer. So there's weekly challenges, there's daily challenges. There's also the weekly season challenges where you have like multiple activities to do. Some of them is solo, some of them is also co-op. But it's awesome that there's a lot of things to do in the game that's going to keep you busy for a very, very long time. I personally love it. You know, right now I have close to like 47 cars. There's about 450 cars in the game for you to unlock. It's open-ended campaign. You could do a bunch of stuff in this, man. There's also Team Horizon where you could play with other players. You could do like a battle 6 versus 6. You could do racing. There's game activities. I am loving Forza Horizon 4. To me, it's one of the best racing games that I ever played, period. I said that about 3. But this one surpassed 3. This one, there's so much stuff to do in the game that it's going to keep me busy for a very, very long time. Make sure to check it out. You know, right now we have a car club, Gamertag Radio. Make sure to join in. We could have up to 2,000 members to join. But let's do this. Let's play. I'm loving this game so much that Playgrounds did an amazing job with this game. Just imagine right now the rumors is they're working on the new Fable game that hopefully that probably will come out during the next gen of for the next console that's coming out in the future from Xbox. But if they could do a game like this, open world, so much activities, live events, and so on, just imagine when they release a game like Fable for next gen. Oh my God, I can imagine the amount of content that we're gonna get to see in that game. Because man, I'm having a freaking blast with this one, man. It's so much, man. So much fun. I highly recommend it, man. Look, I've been playing this nonstop. You know, I have multiple games that I have to review, and I've been playing this the most because I really wanted to focus this a lot. See how much. Right now, I have like between 15 to 20 hours already that I play the game, man. So, woof, it's so good, man. So make sure to check out twitch.tv/Gamertag Radio. I posted a lot of live streams of me playing the game. I think you would love it, man. By the way, the soundtrack, woof, amazing. Look, man, if you're a hip hop cat, there's a radio station called Block Party, right? And that one you can listen to some Digable Planets. There's multiple songs of Kendrick Lamar. Also a Tribe Called Quest. Man, classic, man. Also Sugar Hill Gang. You want to take it old school. Must listen. This soundtrack is completely amazing. I think you would like it, man. And there's going to be new content every week. Every Thursday, new season. Every Thursday, there's a new season. So next week is going to be summer, right? Every time the season change, let's say you're driving around because of the heat, the tires are going to be different. When you're driving, it's going to feel different. Or let's go with winter. There's going to be areas that you couldn't drive during summer. The lake, for example, you can't drive through there. The winter, it freezes up. You could drive through there, and you will unlock new areas to drive.
Welcome to the Horizon Road Racing Series. Perform here and you'll be invited to more events. Perform there, and someday, who knows, I might even find space for you on the roster.
Forza Horizon 4, one of my favorite games this year, man. Highly, highly, highly recommended. If you have Game Pass, try this game out. And if you want, also join our GTR Gamertag Radio Car Club, available now in Forza Horizon 4. For more information, head over to xbox.com about the game and hit us up. Let me know what you think about the review, and hopefully I'll see you online. Until next time, we're out.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
All right, so back here, Gamertag Radio. That was a review of Forza Horizon 4 for the Xbox One. Also, it's also going to be available for Game Pass. And anything else, guys, before we wrap it up here at Gamertag Radio?
Yes. I got an iPhone XS Max. I talked about my weakness and I said, screw it. And I got it. And I got it a couple days ago. I got to say, coming from an iPhone 6S Plus to this is literally, what was the silly analogy I did in our little group text? This is like going from the launch division to the 1.8 update. That's what this is. That's what this is. Because I mean, I've had that phone. Yeah, it's huge. Because I mean, I've been rocking that phone for 3 years. I purposely held out. I never try to get the first model revision when they do those. So that's why I didn't get the iPhone 10. I knew I was going to wait until this year. And dude, that OLED display, the freaking camera, just the speed of everything. Look, I'm now introduced to wireless charging. I didn't have that before. I didn't know how that worked. I'm like, oh man, you just put it on there and it works. Oh, this is great.
Yep.
Oh man, it's like I just went from the Stone Ages, man. It's fantastic. So yes, it's pricey. I will not tell anyone to spend that amount of money that I spent on a phone, but so far it's been worth it to me. And it just goes to show you how in just 3 years, how much smartphone technology has advanced. That's the crazy part that I'm noticing. And that Face ID is freaking 100. I was like, oh, Apple probably see my dark skinned ass and ain't gonna recognize me. But no, it recognizes me. Even when I have my reading glasses on, it recognizes me. It's freaking great, man. In the dark, like complete pitch black dark, if I put the phone up, it sees me. Mm-hmm. And it'll unlock. And I love how the whole Apple Pay works now with the Face ID, because you basically bring it up to your face first. You know, you click on the right button to bring up, your wallet. And then you put the Face ID. So then you say, yep, it's you. Then you put it to the scanner and boop, boop, takes you right through. So no touch ID, none of that anymore. The Face ID is fantastic. It really is. I'm shocked that I'm friggin' riding for Apple like this, but it's fantastic. So much so that I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to get a new iPad. I think I'm going to get one of those if the new iPads do Face ID, I think I'm going to get one. I do.
Nice.
I'm in.
Which one? The big one or the regular size?
I would get that 10-inch Pro, because I'm assuming they're going to have, like it is right now, they'll have the 12-inch Pro and they'll have the 10-inch Pro. I'll just get the 10-inch Pro. I don't. The 12 is too big. Like we have some of those at work. I just like, this thing is too damn big. Like it's almost like not portable. It's so big. Like I don't feel like I can just freely walk around with that thing. It's so big. So I'll just get.
It's more like a laptop. It's almost like a laptop.
Exactly. It's like a laptop, which, by the way, like I was talking about this ACell adapter, the rumor is they're going to do USB-C on the new iPads, and I'll be able to use my iPad and take it straight into a DisplayPort for the monitor. So that'll be awesome too. Plus, it's supposed to support 4K. So I'm really curious in October when they do all that, how it's going to work. But like I said, I cannot say enough how much technology has changed in 3 years. Like I can't, and supposedly the iPhone 10 cameras aren't even the best cameras. I guess those Pixel cameras are like
the Pixel 2,
the top tier. But man, that camera's so good on that iPhone 10. It's fantastic. So yeah, I'm very happy with my purchase, and like I said, I'm looking forward to those new iPads too. Oh, and I'm still salty about the freaking new Apple Watch. You have no idea how bad I want to get the new freaking watch, but I got the Series 3. That'd be stupid to get it, so I'm not going to get it.
So question, why the 10X or the 10S Max and not the 10R? Like, what was you wanted the full 6-inch screen?
You know what scared? Okay, first of all, I'm weak. because I'm gonna get the R. I don't need the X Max. I'm gonna get the R. It's a more practical one. And look, I have giant hands, so like the Max for me is freaking perfect size wise at 6.5 inch, which the R would have been as well because it's 6.1. I honestly, I just got weak. And I was like, I saw things about like the display was barely 720p on the R, but then people that said they saw it in person, it's really not that big of a deal. But I said, you know what? I waited 3 years. Oh, the other thing is T-Mobile hooked me up on my trade-in for my old phone. So that was part of it too. I got a really great deal on it. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm indulging. I deserve it. That's what I told myself. I was like, I deserve it. So I'm screwed. I'm just going to go get it. And I didn't even tell my wife I was getting the phone. So when it showed up Friday, she's like, what the hell is this? I was like, it's a phone. It's mine. You got yours last year. Now it's my turn. My turn for a new phone.
Time to upgrade.
Oh, so no PowerPoint deck? You didn't have to sit there?
No, I didn't do nothing. I just bought it. I was like, we're just getting it. This is mine. No, but she knew I was going to get a new phone. I just didn't say when. Because I purposely didn't get the 10 last year. I was like, I'm not getting the 10 because I want them to work out all the bugs and the kinks, and I'll get, the year 2 model. I always do that. I never get the first one when it comes. So like now that I got this one, like whenever they change the phone again, I won't get the first year model. I'll wait.
Yeah, so I hovered over the button yesterday. I went through the whole trade-in process on Apple. Apple was offering me $400 for my phone, and I was just like,
It's not that bad, though. That's not that bad. That deal.
But, and I'll say this, that 6S Plus lasted me 3 years. And I was joking with Danny, like literally until about 2 days ago, started acting up. Like it knew. It was like, oh, you about to replace me? Well, guess what, mofo? I ain't working no more. How about this? Because like I'm telling you, my Bluetooth, all of a sudden it didn't want to connect on Bluetooth anymore. All of a sudden apps like didn't want to open. I was like, oh, you about to go. You about to go.
The real test is when you call me this week from that same location where you're always at. There's always issues. Let's see, maybe it'll work.
That's the other thing. So now with the new 10, like because I'm on T-Mobile, it can now take advantage of the higher tier, like what was it, gigabit or something like that, whatever the tier is. Because like I live out here in Southern California, so T-Mobile has a higher bandwidth frequency that it can take advantage of. The old phone couldn't use it, but this one can. So
as of the 8 and up, you are eligible for 5G when it lights up in your area.
Exactly.
With your
carriers, T-Mobile T-Mobile gigabit. Yeah, it can take advantage of that right now. That's what it is. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Really cool.
Yep.
By the way, before we wrap it up, I'm going to ask you this quick question, man. Your thoughts, if you guys seen it, of the leak video of the Joker movie.
Looks good.
I don't know if you guys...
Looks really freaking good. Looks really good. Like I was saying to our friend Phoenix, because, we've been trashing DC since like 2013 when they said Batman, Superman. We're like, they're rushing. This is a mistake. We said it back then, and look where we are. Now that this whole DCE EU universe they're doing is virtually dead outside of Wonder Woman. Okay, let's do a different take. Let's take a high tier actor like Joaquin Phoenix. Let's make him the Joker. Let's tell a proper story that's not tied into anything else. It's a standalone story. Let's see what this is about. And he looks freaking terrifying as a clown. He does. So I'm all in on it. I want to see where it goes.
That's them. That's them on purpose releasing it because they're confident.
Oh, yeah. That's my point. That's my point.
You have a solid actor, though, in Joaquin Phoenix.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He can deliver. So as an actor, he's really, really good. So
yeah. You seen the scene, the subway scene? Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah, I saw that. Really I love the way I actually dig the makeup. And if you look at it, it is a play on the original clown mask that Heath Ledger wore in the Dark Knight series. When he comes out of the bus, look at the makeup on the clown mask he's wearing and the clown makeup that Joaquin Phoenix is wearing, and you'll see the similarities of it.
Yeah.
He's
a great
cool.
actor, man.
Yep.
He's a great actor, man.
Yeah, just to confirm, because I'm being want to, while we're still on the podcast, yeah, T-Mobile, it's the LTE gigabit, and the iPhone XS, XS, or whatever the hell you call it, they're the first ones to take advantage of it. The original 10 did not take advantage of it, and the XR will take advantage of it too.
Head over to gamertagradio.com, post your comments and feedback. Also share the content with your friends. You guys also listen to the podcast through Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and other podcast directories. Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to this event that's going to happen here in Miami. It's called Esports Bar. A lot of people from the esports industry are planning to attend this event at South Beach, and I'm gonna record a couple of interviews there. I'm not gonna say with who, but I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised. A lot of great surprises, special guests. Definitely will keep you posted about that, man. But I'm attending there this week. Is there anything else from you guys that you plan to do this week? Anything else? Any games that you're gonna check
Well,
out?
I need to start playing Spider-Man because my Destiny addiction has had a grip on me. Also playing Forza Horizon 4. I really can't wait to start playing that. But I mean, I've literally, and this is my own fault, but whatever, like enjoy whatever the hell you want to enjoy. Dude, that's all I've been playing is freaking Forsaken. And it's just, there's still so much to do. I haven't even done the raid yet. But yeah, I got to start playing Spider-Man, dude. So many people are just saying so many great things about Spider-Man. I got to start playing it. I've peeked at Trey playing it a few times and it just looks amazing. And then, like I said, I want to play Forza Horizon 4. Oh, I guess one thing that we talk about, all these previews for Red Dead Redemption 2 have started to come out, and that looks like it's about to take open world gaming to another level. It just looks fantastic. Not to mention, obviously, the Red Dead Online stuff that's going to come with it with the beta in November as well. Man, it's just fantastic time to be a game. Oh, one other thing. Yeah. I listened to Game Informer. They had one of the developers from Treyarch on talking more about Call of Duty Blackout. I mean, they still got some modes that they're going to, I mean, like this beta is just the tip of the iceberg, and they've already taken some lessons learned on some things to tweak leading up to launch, but don't expect this to stay static. And they even admit they're not going to full on create a competitive mode for it, but they fully expect it to be integrated into Call of Duty World League. It just is, and it just makes sense. Just makes perfect sense that it will. Again, this isn't hating on PUBG or any of the other battle royale games that are out there. Look, Fortnite is its own thing, but this game has the opportunity to firmly cement itself into being number 2. We still got to see what the Battlefield version of this is going to be, but that Blackout mode, top notch.
Fire.
Yep.
Fire. Oh, Pete, what about you, man? Before we wrap it up,
I got to continue on Spider-Man. I got to finish it at 83%, 81%, 83%, level 48, nice. 49 or something like that. But yeah, it's so good.
I'm under 60.
It's so good. It's just the smoothness, the just traversing the city. Never thought it would be as well done and as seamless as it is right now, and it's just amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait to finish it.
Yeah. Can't wait to. I'm like around the 60% right now. So, but I'm playing Forza Horizon 4 right now. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna change it up and play some Spider-Man. So
yep, and also looking forward to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know we all got some review codes, so hopefully playing that in the background. Hopefully, once we get up to when can we start streaming it? Because I want to stream it online as well.
I think this Friday. I gotta double check. I'm not 100% sure, but it's soon. And yeah, make sure to tune in to GTR. We're gonna be posting a review about the game pretty soon. So yeah, stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. All right, until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Thank you for listening to Gamertag Radio. If you'd like to donate and help us out for future events and more coverage and also better audio equipment, head over to donate.gamertagradio.com. That's donate.gamertagradio.com. Thank you.